Hello, so today is January the 12th and I'm going to show you today how I germinate my chilli seeds. I've been growing chilli plants for a good few years, but I always tend to buy them from garden centres and the like. So this year I thought I'd try and germinate them myself. So I looked on the internet and found various different ways of how to do it, and you've got the jiffy pellet, the straight to soil, and the kitchen towel method. So I was just going to show you these, and then I was going to show you where I've got what and what I sort of plan to do. So talk about the soil mix. This is just a sowing pot and mix, cheapy stuff from B&Q, and I got a bag of vermiculite, which I've mixed probably 25% vermiculite to compost. I'll just give that a good mix up. You want to get all the lumps out of it. It's already damp, so you want the soil nice and damp. You don't want it too wet, otherwise they won't germinate. And what I tend to do is obviously just fill a pot, make sure you've got a hole in the bottom. Just leave it nice and loose. I don't think I've got enough seeds, eh? Yeah, okay. And then what I'll do is put some seeds just in the top, like that. I don't bother patting them down, just give it a little spray on the top. A little pot of vermiculite, I'm not quite sure how you pronounce it. Whoa! about 3 mil of that on the top, and then yeah, that's that. Just tend to give it a little bit more water on the top of that. Then I'd label it and I'll stick it in the propagators. Just a note on the propagators, actually, I brought 2 propagators that heat up to about 23-24 degrees, and I had chilies in them trying to grow them. It wasn't hot enough, so I've had to build this. This is why I built this box, and I've had to buy a vivarium heat mat for reptiles. If you want to save yourself some money, go straight out and get a propagator that's got a thermostatic setting on it, so you can crank it right up to 29 degrees and you haven't got to worry about fluctuations in temperatures. Chilli seeds like to have a steady temperature and a steady moisture. I've tried various things. As I've said, I've had them on top of the fridge, I've had them on top of my fish tank, I've had them in the airing cupboard. None of them worked. As soon as I put them in this box, everything just come to life in a matter of days. I think it was the 7th of January I started using the box, and I've already got signs of life on some of the harder stuff to grow, like habaneros, so quite impressed with that. Anyway, I digress. I also like to, with this method, trying this, I'll just put another cup on top, and maybe a little greenhouse. You can see they're growing in there, so they're not in their propagator. There's no other heat than what's inside the box, so they're germinate themselves at about 26 degrees, but it's a steady, constant 26 degrees. Right, just pop a couple of holes in the top just to allow the condensation out. So there's that. Now, you haven't got to use cups, you can use these sort of things if you want to be all swanky. These are the ones that come with the propagators, but these, I think it's like 100 for 100 cups is like a couple of quid, so why not use them? Might as well. Jiffy pellets, these are pretty good. What I do is just dunk that in water. I found if you use warm water, they'll expand quicker, so a hot tip for you. So while that's doing its thing, there's this way as well. I wasn't keen on this at all, actually. So you wet a bit of kitchen towel. I won't put the seeds in. Then you put seeds all along, and then you just fold it over again, spray it, fold it over, just to keep it, make sure it's damp, not soaked. Then you can use anything like a Ziploc bag, or I'll just use sandwich bags, as long as you've got an airtight. Then just blow a little bit of air in. I don't know if that makes any difference. Close it up, and then the idea is you put these into the airing cupboards on top of a heat source, again between 25-30 degrees and Celsius, and they should germinate. I didn't have any luck. I've had super hots and all sorts of things trying to germinate them for 2 or 3 weeks and nothing. I've got some other cayenne seeds of the same batch. I've done it like this, exactly the same way. I put them in here on top of the rack, and within 2 days they germinated. I didn't like what I didn't like about the paper towel. It's quick. Don't get me wrong. It's a lot quicker to do it in a paper towel, but I didn't like the way one of them done it. That you've got the seeds where you've placed them, and the roots actually go into the kitchen towel, and the seeds are very hard to pull out, and you can break the roots. So that's why I didn't like that. It's, you know, it's a lot of effort, and you have to handle the seeds. Whereas, you know, something like that, you just pot them in. You haven't necessarily got to do it in a pot. You can do it in the trays. I mean, I've done that as well, and that was pretty good. But I think what I'll do in future, I think it's probably do it the other way, you know, with the cup on the top, and just put a few seeds in the middle, because then they can stay in the cup till that's full of root, basically, till you start seeing roots, and then you can transplant them. They're probably going to be yay high. Hopefully, you know, they can stay in there a lot longer than they would do the propagators and everything. I don't know. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna try all different ways, so we'll see. That's what I'm thinking anyway. Maybe that'll be the way, or maybe not. We'll find out. So let's just get that. So you got your Jiffy pellet here. This is done quite a few in the Jiffy pellets. I quite like these. These are pretty good. But again, it's having to keep these moist is quite a job. They tend to dry out pretty quick, so forever watering them. It's exactly the same thing. Principle: you get your seeds, pop a couple in the top. I don't tend to push them in. People tell you to bury them into the soil, only a little bit. I don't think you need to if you're using vermiculites. You can just sprinkle that over it. Again, 3 mil. Put your label in it, and there you go. Simple as that. So let's show you in here. So this is what I've got. It's basically just a cheaply built box with some aluminium insulation, which reflects the light round, so everything gets good light. These are the propagators. Again, I should have got thermostatic ones. So anyway, we've got in the back there, we've got some Numex Vaquero. I think they're like a jalapeno thing. We've got some sweet peppers growing in front. I think that's the easiest way. Just put them in the trays like that. I really do, actually. And then you can just dig out the soil around them and pop them in the cups, you know. So yeah, we've got these ones I planted yesterday. We've got some Jolokia, some yellow habs, other things, just growing some purple cayennes. Here we've got some Tabascos. Again, it was 7th of January. We've got Tabasco, orange habaneros, curry, all sorts of things growing in there. And then this one's we've got some cayennes. So what we've got as well, it's the heat mat. Again, I had to buy that extra. I think probably 30 to 40 pounds this cost, the whole thing to build, so it wasn't mega expensive. And then that's obviously there for a few years to come, or until we move. I've got the thermometer in there just so I can see what sort of temperature we're getting. I don't know if the camera's going to pick that up. So we've got 84 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 28.9 degrees Celsius. That's soil temperature, that's good. I think the outside temperature, like I said, is probably about 25 in here. And whoa, fall over. And the light I tend to leave on for, I think I read on the internet, I think it's 16 hours on, 8 off. So yeah, that's that. So that's how I germinate my seeds. Hoping everything's going to go okay. I'll probably do a update video, you know, give it a month or so, and then see how we're getting on. Okay, take care.